A few years ago in the United States I won an auction, and it is a 1698 King James original Bible. It was owned by the Gardner family for 300 years, and in 1800 a lady recorded the birth of her son James, January the 28th, and in 1802 she recorded his death 777 days later on March the 17th, 1802. Where it's recorded, it's a space of page between the end of the Old Testament and the beginning of the New Testament. And you can see her frustration where she ended the notation with a slash. And the end of that slash, when the Bible is closed, points directly to Matthew 1:23, which we now know has a value in gematria of 8880. The word coincidence is in the Bible, concordance numbers only, 378. It has been changed to the word fulfill, but it means to accomplish by coincidence, or God will prove by coincidence. It is from the Hebrew 4137 concordance numbers, and it's to do with lineage and birth. And it is from the number 3205, meaning birth, to bear young, to show lineage, to bring forth children. So the number 378 in the Greek has been changed so that you will never be able to find it. It is only said twice in the New Testament as the word fulfill. So it's a 1698 Bible. I bought it on eBay from the Gardner family, and it's the family Bible which was 300 years old at that time. This lady's sorrow is typical of the suffering we all must endure, first mentioned in the oldest book of the Bible, in the book of Job, which also has been changed. But he does say that his soul does go from house to house, and the word house means family. So the key of the house of David, the key of the family of David, is what it's all about. So that is why only the man who is the actual true genetic line of King David, the most royal man alive, which is myself, can explain these things, because I am the reincarnate of Jesus, or God in the flesh. So Mrs. Gardner's sorrow is an example of human experience. She, of course, will be among the 144,000 saints in the end time. The synchronicity of a loss is the number 777, which converts to 2.127, which is in 1 Chronicles 5:13, only once in the Old Testament. Indeed, there's nothing more devastating than to lose a child. I have lost a child, and so has Michelle. So 121 years after his death, this was a doorway for his mother and the baby himself to enter paradise through the revelations of March 17th, 1923. From his birth to my birth is 11111 weeks. The name Ezekiel, of course, is 3168 in the Hebrew Concordance, and that is the verse 2127, which is the government will be given to the one whose right it is. We see then that the distance of 942 miles from the last solar eclipse on the 202nd layer of the Great Pyramid and the first solar eclipse on the first layer of the Great Pyramid is a difference in time of 32750 days, and that number is 32.75 years old when Michelle gave birth to Rhiannon. We see that the family name Gardner is the name of the road where my mother conceived in 1943. The insert to the left is the building today, 433, which is God in Hebrew. My firstborn child was James. His mother was Sandra Pearl, who lived at 319 Stony Creek Road, and that's where she conceived the baby. The difference between his conception and my conception is 5.55 nautical miles. The word Christ is found in 522 verses of the King James, 555 times. The 522 is Amma, or mother. We have the length of 10.81 from his conception to where I was born, and that number also explains that it is to do with birth, offspring, generation. From those two locations, the distance to the South Pole is the word comforter, 3875 in miles. But the Comforter, which is the Holy Ghost, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, and bring all things to your remembrance whatsoever I have said unto you. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. There's a slash of the pen pointing to Matthew 1:23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. The word Emmanuel is 1694, and the height of Mount Ararat is 16946 feet. Here is the first eclipse directly over Australia. Here's the distance from where I am today with Michelle to Eileen, to Harlot, down to where I was born in hell on Rothschild Avenue, being the devil. Rothschild is the devil. And then the distance down to the South Pole is the Comforter. The distance around the world through Rothschild Avenue is 33230, and that is the same number as the latitude of my wife, my first wife, Eileen, 3323 south latitude, and 3323 is Messiah. So I had to go through hell to marry a harlot. This is the Hosea prophecy, and through her produce children that were in line with the concordance numbers. I will continue this in the next slide.